Quick video about how I set up to test ammunition, make sure my gun's sighted in, check velocities. So this is a lead sled. I don't have any lead in it. I have, I don't know, a couple of sand socks. That's all it really takes. But you can see I'm jotting down my notes, okay? Trying a whole bunch of different types of ammunition today. You have to test your ammo. These all shot differently. They all had a huge spectrum of accuracy and inaccuracy, and just looking at it, there's no way that you can tell. And when you see the targets downrange at 100 yards down there, you're going to see that yes, there is a huge spectrum of accuracy. So I'm using a magneto speed off of my suppressor, right? Lead sled. This is a 14.5-inch Daniel Defense. Let's go check the targets. I've already shot them, so there's no sense in me videoing any of that. I'll save you the heartache. Okay, so here are the targets. Let's go over them real quick. I shot from right to left. I went from lightest bullet to heaviest bullet. So the far left, the far right here is 55 grain Frontier full metal jacket. All of the bottom targets were shot with the suppressor on, with the magneto on there for chronograph. So as you can see, the Frontier 223556 without the can on was pretty amazing at 100 yards for just a 14.5 lightweight barrel. That's pretty good. These are all 10-round shots, okay? So 5-round shots are good for evaluation. 3-round shots are worthless. Unless you're shooting some sort of large magnum and you know that you're never going to shoot more than 3 shots, shoot the rounds. Look at this, 62 grain Frontier. Looks like a shotgun pattern at 10 feet. It's sick. That's disgusting, okay? Same thing with the 75 grain. My gun apparently does not like the Frontier 5.56 as much. It does prefer the 55 over the heavier bullets, though. Clearly, the hollow point's the winner of this group. I shoot the 55 grain full metal jacket stuff in competition quite a bit. And once in a while, I'll have a round that was like, wow, that was kind of a weirdo round. Like this one right here, that's outside of the group. This I can deal with, but you get a couple that are just, you get a couple that are just like, what happened there? Well, it's just a round. I mean, it's factory. So this is optimal. This is what I get out of my reloads typically. This is what they look like. But if you're shooting factory, you gotta test it. Gotta test it. I mean, that 62 grain, everybody tells me how 62 grain is more accurate. Nuh-uh. Not out of that gun, it's not that ammo. Maybe some other stuff, but not that. And then lastly, I shot some Hornady Black 75 grain. Pretty decent. So the can's obviously giving me a little bit of accuracy, deviation in comparison. It's shifted it, but it's also making it a little bit less accurate. So this is not bad. This is a decent group for that rifle. Now, if I was shooting groups like that out of my 18-inch white oak armament barrel, I would be pissed. And I would probably go back and start reloading again. But this is a 14.5-inch, kind of a duty weapon, competition type, mid-range shooting firearm. So having something like this, that's a fairly inexpensive factory hollow point, I'll take that all day. So you can imagine when I'll be investing my money in the future. But you have to sight your guns in. You have to test the ammunition. You can't assume anything. And this is why. Okay, another set of targets. This is a different gun. This is my 16-inch gun with a FN barrel on it. So it's still a Cold Hammer Forged chrome line barrel, but it's a different manufacturer, different length. It's also a government cut instead of my 14.5, so lightweight. This one is just a standard government cut. But you can see, I shot these backwards intentionally just so that you could tell it was a different run. You can see the hollow points did okay. They did about as good as the full metal jackets. The 62 grain shot like complete shit. I did some 5-round groups on this because I was getting good results out of them and I wanted to save a little bit. I got a 12.5 I want to fiddle around with a little bit too. So I wanted to save some of it. That's the only reason I didn't do 10 round groups. I was still getting the equitable information out of them, so it's not a big deal. The 75 grain shot really well out of there. Most of what you're seeing when it comes to group size is actually the optic limitation. This is a 1x3 Leupold on here, and the dot just doesn't give me enough definition to go much smaller than that. But the Hornady Black shot amazingly well. That's a 0 target on the left side there. So yeah, I mean, you can see there's different results with different firearms with the exact same ammunition. Overall, for bulk ammunition, shooting at a match, either of those would work out of that gun just fine. So far, the 55 grain hollow point's actually kind of impressing me. I'm not seeing a crap ton of flyers out of it. At the same time, I mean, it's factory ammo, junk fodder. Anything about 2 minutes of angle is really what you're expecting. This right here is just complete garbage. That 62 grain stuff with those flyers, that's ridiculous. There's no reason for that. The bullets don't want to stabilize at that velocity. It's pretty crappy.